This is Matrix Lord 212, and welcome to the Real Whovians cast. All right, so this is unexpected for me to go live, but I felt it was necessary. I know a lot of people are at work and people are busy, but I need to make this video, this podcast, and go over some things because basically what I'm getting from my sources is conflicting with what is going on now. There's a lot of Doctor Who YouTubers out there making videos. There is a lot of articles that's happening. And it's just not in sync. Like, it's so weird. Like, I could get a picture painted for me, and then the picture that they're painting is completely different than the news that I got. So I have the news that basically, we got season 2 happening. Well, first we have Moffat's Christmas special, and then we have season 2, and then we're going to have, of course, another Christmas special. Russell had stated that he is writing season 3, and I believe from my sources is that he is almost done with episode 6, with 8 episodes in the season. Now, of course, that leaves 2 episodes left, and being that it's the 3rd series, the question remains, will Shooty regenerate at the end of season 3? So I'm trying to find out a lot of this information that I don't know. But we also have Russell that said no matter what, they're going to be filming in February for season 3. He also made statements that they're not commissioned as of yet, which again, you got to take that with a grain of salt because in the past, Russell and Moffat lied. When pressed for questions about the 14th Doctor, he made something up and he said, I'm going to say that. But the episodes contradict because the 15th Doctor asked Rose Noble, how's your uncle? And she said, fine, in the Legend of Ruby Sunday. So the 14th Doctor isn't dead. But in interviews, he said, oh, he drowned and stuff like that. But again, lying, right? So I'm wondering, like, he probably, Disney Plus doesn't want him to announce that it's commissioned. But now we have this grand thing with Comic-Con coming out. So we have Comic-Con. He's going to be speaking. This is a big deal at Comic-Con. And for some reason, because I was told what's going to happen, I was told he's going to get, he's going to talk about the spinoff announcement. He's going to bring out the actors, actresses like, Freeman Adjaman, Eva Miles, talk about the spinoff, that they're going to announce season 3's commissioned. But before this even takes place, we've got a week to go, and this article comes out, then another article comes out, trying to make it like Doctor Who's canceled or going to be canceled. Everybody's running with these articles, and they're all doing their thumbnails, and they're all doing their videos, and they're all happy about it. Like, all these people are happy. Oh my God, it's like they created their own news piece with the illusion that Doctor Who is canceled. And without checking it, everybody is jumping to be part of this chain, this train, this snake. They're all latching on of the same opinion, each adding their own stuff from their videos or whatever, but they're all saying the same thing. And I'm looking at, from the outside looking in, I'm looking at this occur and form. And I'm like, how has this happened now? That something that's totally not true. Someone does an article, then someone does another article similar, and then they're all like out of the starting gate, hoping that their videos get views and they get subscribers and they get income, all talking about this thing that they think is the hot thing. They manufactured this story. It's a no story. There is no. First of all, think about it for a minute, okay? You're Disney Plus. You paid for season 1 and 2. Season 2 is done. Why would you think that Disney Plus would announce at Comic-Con that Doctor Who was canceled? One. Two, why would they announce it before season 2 even airs? They spent all that money for it. They want to put it on their thing. They're not going to create. This is a business. They're not going to create a negative thing about their own product. Look at all the shit they had to deal with Star Wars. You think they want to create negative publicity and not even give like season 2 a chance? So no, there is no announcement of any cancellation. It's not even a thought. And you got to think with common sense. They spent money to have Doctor Who at Comic Con. Usually, when a company doesn't have anything to show or if they're canceled, they don't go to Comic Con, obviously, right? But they go to Comic Con, they have people there. Listen, they're from the UK, Russell, all of them. They're flying out to America. Are you crazy? You know how much money that costs to send not just him, but his whole team, the actors, the actresses, like put him in hotels, feeding them. You have to like know common sense, right? I mean, how would you think? Why would you think that Disney Plus would do that? If they're gonna can't like, why would you make videos out there? Like you're all making videos out there that make absolutely no sense. They're paying a lot. They rented space in this big center, right? Oh, good. All right, hold on. Let me just one second. I'll send you the link. Bear with me, people. I'm sorry. I sent it on your on Twitter. Okay. All right. So again, think about this for a second, okay? Why would you think that Disney Plus, as a business, a multi-billion-dollar company, why would you think before Comic-Con that they would announce that Doctor Who is canceled? Why would you create this negativity for this positive event? Like, if I owned a company, I wouldn't want to create negativity. And like, the whole point is that because they have 2 seasons finished, you have to wait and to see what's the second season. You can't just cancel something. It just started. It doesn't matter that the season's finished. Like, this was not just a 1 season thing. This was a planned package. There was a lot of details in this deal with Russell, with Bad Wolf, with Doctor Who. It's a complicated packaged deal. And why would Disney Plus cancel something that they just paid for a spin-off? They paid for it. Okay? They're going to film soon. They'll be done filming next year, and then Doctor Who is going to be filmed season 3 no matter what in February 2025. No matter what. Okay, no matter what, there is no, like I said in my video, there is nothing that's going to stop RTD from filming Doctor Who in February. Nothing. Right now, either he's almost done with the 6th episode or he's done. He's got 2 more to go. And again, the big thing is, if Shooty was leaving, he's got to write a regeneration story. So not only does he have to write a regeneration story, but after writing that episode, he's got to pick a new Doctor, obviously. And from what I've heard, here's Marty.
Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm currently sort of half traveling, but I pulled over for a bit, so I'll have a chat.
Marty, I have a question for you. Like, why is, knowing that there's a big presentation of Doctor Who at San Diego Comic-Con, right? Why would all these articles hit a week before Comic-Con in a negative manner to kind of destroy their whole presentation? Like, why is the timing like this? Why? And then why is this happening?
It's funny because I was thinking about this, and I was almost thinking, you know, do they want to put that subject into the limelight of the show's future so that RTD can go, surprise, 2 more seasons? Do they want that to be the focus of people's attention going into Comic-Con? I don't know, but I mean, this is the thing, right? What a lot of people don't understand is, even if Disney pulls the plug, that's not the show cancelled. I mean, Russell even said, look, if Disney...
It's not cancelled.
Yeah, Russell says we'll go back to making it on a BBC budget if we have to.
And I want to explain to everybody that I don't think people understand how powerful Russell is, right? It would be no big. Here's the thing: if let's just say if Disney Plus canceled Doctor Who, right? It would be no big deal for him to make some phone calls, get the money, and they would film. He's that powerful.
Yep. I mean,
they don't know that. They don't know that.
And another thing that everybody seems to forget is, you know, the original, when they announced this deal with Disney, the one thing that a lot of people overlooked is that when they explained why they went to a streamer, they explained that Bad Wolf got together and basically were like, okay, we've got a plan for Doctor Who. We have an idea of what we want to do it. And they decided to go with Disney. But it was like a throwaway line in the press release or in the statements at the time. But there were other offers from other streamers on the table. Right. They went with Disney because they thought Disney was the best. So at the end of the day, if Disney was to pull the plug, what's to stop them going to, Prime or Netflix or HBO? Yeah. What's to stop? There's nothing stopping them. I mean,
and Disney don't want to let that go. Honestly, they're not going to let them go to. First of all, look, it doesn't matter. You have to look at it from a business standpoint. You got to let them get their groove in. Like, they just started, they came back. You got to build up an audience, right? So it's not a Disney Plus property. They don't own it, but they're putting it on their platform. So yes, they want to add money to it, sure, right? But at the end of the day, the deal that Russell did with BBC, Doctor Who was back after the Jodie thing, that thing was done. If Russell didn't step in there, right, with Bad Wolf, the show was done. Okay?
Yep.
And they had signed a nice deal with the BBC where basically he does whatever the fuck he wants with Doctor Who. He pays them like he rents out the Daleks, right? And he rents out any other characters. He pays BBC to use the Doctor and the TARDIS and all these different things, and they just sit there. Now, if it's a thing where okay, they're going to be paying for it, um, he gets his way. He basically built that company with his friends. They prospered. They got all these different licenses. They love him because they have a beautiful company. They're not going to dump him, right?
Yeah.
So like I don't understand why people think that like Disney Plus has all
I
this
mean,
power and
the
I don't
the
understand.
show the show is not. Listen, Doctor Who. You can look at the ratings all you like, but internationally, with the way the BBC is at the minute and the whole structure of the corporation, Doctor Who is one off, if not probably still, I'd say in the top, not even the top five, maybe the top three
Right,
biggest cash cows for the BBC. It's one of their main sources of income. So,
right.
in the worst case scenario, in the worst case scenario that heaven forbid that this era crashes and burns, they're not going to let the show is too much of a money draw for them in this
Oh
era
yeah,
for them to let the show go. They will go. I mean, if it is the case, if or they say, right, well, this era didn't work, they'll go. They'll get they might get another showrunner. They'll get another production team. This is one of their biggest, and with them being as
yeah.
tight.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
right now, no, but yeah, but the thing right now, they can't do that because Russell he has the rights to do it all, no matter what, for a long
Oh yeah,
period of
yeah.
time.
No, like well, Bad Wolf has the contract for the
Let,
show.
let,
Yeah,
let's
that's right.
let's be
Yeah,
clear. Like the BBC can't fire him.
yeah.
Only
Well,
person can fire him is Bad Wolf, and they're not going to fire him. But he signed a contract with the BBC to do Doctor Who for so many amounts of years and seasons and everything. And even if he's not the showrunner, he still has the rights through that production company to do Doctor Who.
yeah, well, that's it. It's mainly it's actually mainly Jane Trouter and Julie Gardner, but like you can guarantee that he's going to have a say as well. Of course, he's going
Of
to have a say.
course, absolutely.
But there might be as I say, like we talk about if Russell does eventually step back into the shadows where he's an exec, but he's not the showrunner. He's still going to be there.
Oh yeah,
Somebody you might
he's going to
have
be
like
like the Kevin Feige of the
yeah
whole thing.
you might have like you'll have someone if you had someone like come in like like a Toby Whithouse or a Jamie Matheson to take over the show. It'll be like, well, yeah, Toby Whithouse is the showrunner, but Russell's still one of the execs.
Yeah.
So
But I
um,
don't think they understand that. They think that this is not a regular show. This is the longest running science fiction show in history. This is an institution. This is a
well,
whole like
do you know something?
thing.
I don't normally drop bombshells. I don't normally drop bombshells, but I'm gonna drop a slight bombshell now. One of the biggest things that people have been saying about Doctor Who, one of the biggest criticisms since it moved to Disney Plus was the fact that you're expecting people to jump on board with a show, new fans that have not seen older episodes. Well, here's bombshell number one. See, here's an exclusive for you. The entire catalog, as it is on iPlayer, will be going to Disney Plus starting from early 2025. I
There
can
you
tell you
go.
that.
And
That's
if that's not a sign that Doctor Who's doing excellent, I don't know what is.
yeah,
That's not a sign of cancellation by far at
yeah.
all.
Because at the minute, as far as I know in the States, everything's on HBO, correct? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, there's a whole. I mean, it's either Netflix, HBO, or Disney Plus. So
Yeah. Well, I can
yeah.
tell you that their deals expire at the end of this year, and that everything will be moving to Disney Plus come early next year. So you'll have the entire catalog of New Who. I don't know about Classic Who, but I suspect it probably will be there as well.
And just like your source, my source also told me that Doctor Who is secure for years to come. So,
Oh yeah, I
like,
know.
I,
You know what I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say on air, but you know what my source said with regards to how long the show is going to be on for.
oh yeah, I know,
Um, but and it's way beyond season 3 and season 4. That's all I
I
can
know
say to you.
that. I mean, I don't want to. I was thinking about should I say the year, but that people will probably get crazy. So I'm not
Yeah,
even going to say that.
if you say the year, people will explode. So I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna. But
there is a new Doctor Who commission date, meaning that after that date, Doctor Who cannot be made unless it's extended, and we know what the year is, and it's way past 2026.
it's
But
it's far away. It's far away.
yeah, but I'm not going to say what it is, but
Yeah.
I actually know what the date is, so what the year is.
Mhm.
So I know that I'll be doing Doctor Who podcasts, the Real Whovians cast for years to come. So I'm not worried about that.
You'll be up to real Whovians. You'll have like 3,000 real Whovians done
I
by
mean,
that
yeah,
time.
we're getting close to 2,000 now. So yeah.
But
This is 1965, I believe.
yeah,
Episode. Yeah,
1965.
that's it.
London, 1965. Anyway, but no, I wouldn't worry about people who are. I mean, they're talking about Deadline's article. They frame it in a way where they they talk about dire straits and all this. But at the end of the day, this show will if it fails on Disney, if it doesn't go on Disney, like it will go somewhere else. Like it will go to Prime. It will go to HBO. I mean, Russell has a good relationship. A lot of
Pretty
people,
much
whether you know this or not, Russell has a great relationship with HBO.
with everybody.
Yeah,
Really.
and
I have a question for you. I have a mystery and a question.
yes, go
I
ahead.
don't know if you can answer this question on air, and if not, just say no. But I've heard rumblings. Hold on. I've heard rumblings of a thing called the third thing for Doctor Who. Do
Okay.
you know what the third thing is? Now, I'm assuming that the third thing for Doctor Who is the third project for Russell T. Davis. I don't know if it's another spin-off or something else, but I'm hearing that there's a very secretive thing called the third thing. And again, I don't know. It's to do with Doctor Who, but I don't know what that is.
Well,
I heard it's so secretive, right, that people get scared when you mention it, and they are worried about talking about it. Like I heard there might be passwords. There might be. You might have to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to get to talk.
This is like when they say the name of the Scottish play on a Shakespeare a stage.
Right.
They all I will say to that is these things always come in threes.
I know, but
They
so
come
you
in
can't
threes.
tell me anything. You can't tell me anything of what it is. Oh shit! What is going on with this thing? You know what? I asked people throughout the day. I made a video before. Once I heard about this thing, and I'm starting to talk to people, and they get all nervous when I say it.
Yeah.
It's got to be the biggest fucking thing for Doctor Who, man. Because, I mean, oh god, what am I gonna have to do? Would I have to pay money to get people to talk about? Like what?
I'll tell you what I heard. I think I can say this, but if I can't say it, I'll soon find out. If I can't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm trying to think what way do I word this. They're obviously trying to push the show across the world. They're trying to get exposure to as much people as possible. Right. So it's already got a big budget, but if you were to take that to the next level, and if you were to put that on,
you're going to say what I've been thinking. Actually, I'm talking like a Doctor Who motion picture.
You're not far away. You're not far away. That's basically what I've heard. I've heard that one of the things. What I've heard is that that is. I mean,
that's the third thing, maybe, or we don't know for sure.
Russell has talked about wanting to do this thing for years, and he's been asked several times if this was to happen, would you do it? And he says 100%. 100%, I would do it. Absolutely.
All right, I have to have this now. I don't know if you can answer this.
Uh-huh.
Does the third thing have to do with David Tennant? Shit! I'm getting hot now. What the fuck?
Moving
Come
on,
on.
moving on.
All right.
Moving
Shit.
on. You can,
Shit.
you can draw your own conclusions from that. There.
All right. All right. Look, I got a lot more than I expected from
I
somebody,
mean,
from you.
going back to my original statement, I said these things come in threes.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, if you have Doctor Who, then you have the spin-off. What would be
oh no,
the
no, no.
third big thing?
What I'm talking about is if these things come in threes, then surely if obviously if this thing is what you think it is, obviously we'd have Shooty Gatwa, and maybe a certain spiky haired guy in a thin suit could turn up. That would be the second
I
thing.
mean, but
And me,
wouldn't the
and
third thing happen after the third
oh yeah,
season?
it's in the very early stages.
Future, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, if you listen to what I'm saying, if you've got the current Doctor and you've got the other Doctor that's in the same universe, if you really want to push the show on a level, if you really want to capitalize on the interest and get big names on it, who's the other Doctor? Who's the other guy out there that's on a big franchise at the minute? That was sort of, he's a big name on another franchise that might be on HBO at the minute.
HBO, Matt
Yeah,
Smith. You talking about Matt Smith?
I said these things come in threes, don't I?
Is this the rumored thing that why they took Jenna Louise Coleman and Karen Gillan to lunch? Like that Moff is talking about doing like a thing with the 11th
Oh no,
Doctor.
that I don't know much about that. From what I can gather, that was literally just like a hello, how's things, how you keeping?
Bullshit.
That's what I heard.
Bullshit, bro.
I could be
They don't
wrong, but
take.
that's what I heard.
Come on. They don't take people out to dinner fucking like that for no reason. When Russell took out fucking David Tennant and Catherine Tate to dinner, it turned into fucking the specials of the 60th. Then he fucking went out to dinner with fucking Sacha Dhawan and all this other stuff. And come on, really? Dinner's just a dinner? No.
I would say what it is.
Come
A
on.
lot of it is these dinners are normally a case of hi, how are you? What are you doing? So what is your availability like? Come say,
Right. Yeah, Alex Kingston. We're talking about River. When you will.
what do you do? What do you do in late 26, early 27? Oh, shouldn't have said
Jesus.
that. What do you do in late 26, early 27? Oh yeah, is that right? Oh well, we might be doing something, but we can't say much about the minute. But I just want to check if you're available for it.
If you're available, maybe we can
Yeah,
go or something.
there
Yeah.
may or may not be something happening, but
But you know what the funny thing is? It's like we're in a different universe from all these other Whovians
yeah,
because they're going right. I know Jenna Louise is pregnant right now. They're going. We're going forward, and they're going to the left or to the right. Completely different direction than us, right? So like
yeah.
I'm like getting prepared for Comic-Con. I mean I wish I could go. I can't go obviously, but I'm getting prepared for Comic-Con. I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait for him to announce, the spin-off and season 3 commissions and all this stuff. And then these people right before, and this is what the timing is everything. You know what I'm saying? Do they think that putting this fake shit out there is going to destroy the Doctor Who panel?
It's I just don't see the method. I don't see the logic.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. It's
Disney Plus is not going to give a fuck. Just like they don't like when Star Wars fans talk shit. They're going to fucking go out there and they're gonna fucking even more so shove it in fucking people's face that Doctor Who's commissioned.
I
Like
mean,
you know the way they are. You know the way Disney Plus is. They're not gonna let fans control the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
they're
They
not.
spent a lot of money for Comic-Con. Come on now.
Well, as you say, they're not. They're not. If they thought that this show wasn't doing anything, I mean, put it like this, right? The recent rankings is that it's in the top. It's number 7. It's the 7th most watched show on Disney Plus, right?
Right. Yeah.
What I and this is, people are trying to frame that as a bad thing. What?
That's not a
How is
bad
that
thing.
a bad thing?
It's not. It just
It's not.
started though. You have to let it get its feet wet.
But that's it. It's
Once it gets settled, like with season 2, it's going to be like the top 5 above 5. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. But that's it. Like people were honestly expecting for it to beat Star Wars and The Simpsons in its first year. Like, you don't do that. You don't.
But how is it? Some of these YouTubers or Hootubers or whatever you want to call it, they're big YouTubers. How are they all getting it wrong?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, if they want to
I
go
feel
about
like I'm the only one, right, that's saying. I feel like I'm the only one. I've been saying it from day one that Doctor Who is going to have season 2, season 3. It's commissioned. It's paid for. It's this, that. I don't see anybody else talking positively about Doctor Who at all, unless I'm not looking right. Right?
it just seems to be they just. I don't know. I mean, I see Bob Wolf commenting here about Disney not happy with the viewing figures. I mean, this article that has emerged.
I mean, you're going by article from people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
The amount, like, I read the article yesterday. I was sitting in the airport yesterday and I read the article, and the amount of inaccuracies in that, is shocking. It's shocking, the amount of inaccuracies for Deadline. That's supposed to be a very good company. Whoever's doing their research clearly doesn't know what they're talking about.
And I don't like to name drop either, but we also have Doctor Who TV UK that had an article also, which is not accurate either. And what I was trying to say is, because some people are talking about Doctor Who TV UK hasn't been what it used to be. In fact, at one point in time, they were trying to get me and other people to write for them for their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I couldn't, because was writing books at the time and all kinds of other stuff, plus doing my podcast. But I think Connor might have did stuff for them, and some other people were going to write for them. So like, they everybody got depowered, and they weren't as big as they used to be. So I mean, right now they're trying to all survive and stay relevant. I'm not trying to badmouth Doctor TV UK, but like, they're not what they used to be, and there's a lot of people not what they used to be. But I just don't understand how there's not one damn YouTuber besides me that is like positive.
But this is the thing, right? I notice. I'm not trying to attack anybody, but what I'm trying to say here is, these people say, "Oh, the show should be calm. The show needs to change." I would love to know. I would love some YouTubers or whoever, whatever it is, to turn around if they want the show axed, if they want the show got rid of. I'd love to turn around and say, well, right. So if Disney was to ring you up tomorrow morning and say, right, you're the showrunner, what would you do? Because
you know so much. So what would you do?
What would you do? Who would you have as the Doctor? What would you do? Who would you bring in? Who would the villains be? Where would you film it? Yada yada yada. I just love to hear what some people have to say about it, because there's a lot of people who are all talk and all act and no action.
Yeah. And people, you know what? Not for nothing. Some of my friends went to turn on me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you saw that, right? There was almost another war, like a Whovian 2 war, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's again a question of sources again, where it's either my source is right or your source is right, and they want to be the top Doctor Who.
This is the thing, right? It doesn't matter what we think. Like, collectively, whether you hate this here or whether you love it, no matter what side of the fandom you're on, we all collectively want what's best for the show,
No,
and
not
nobody.
really. No, no, no. They don't want what's best for the show because they're making money off the negativity.
Well, I agree with you there. I don't. If you're a fan of the show, you wouldn't be making negative content like that,
Right.
right? But what I'm saying is that if they're, I don't. But if you're going to make money of negativity, then you're not a fan. You're just there for the clicks. Simple as that.
Right.
Right? If I believe, like, no matter how much of a fan you are of the series, now don't get me wrong, I like season one. However, there is episodes where I think that could have been better. They should have done that
Absolutely.
like this.
I agree with you. I was
You,
not on
yeah,
board 100% of all the episodes, but I felt it passed its
yeah.
test.
You're allowed constructive criticism, no matter. But if
Right.
this is what I say. It's gone. I think now at the stage where there are some, not all of them, but there are some people out there who are just purely there for hate and negativity. They can't. And don't get me wrong, there are some of them who are being constructive in their videos. They might not like the episode. They'll say, "Well, I like this scene and I like that scene," and that's fair enough.
Right.
You're allowed to do that. But I just feel if you're, it's normally the main culprits of this are normally the ones who've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers and that are
Well,
massive.
look, here's the thing. I don't have any ill will towards any Doctor Who Whovians or YouTubers or both.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, like
We do we do
they,
know. I'm going to name drop. I'm going to name drop. We do know that there are people out there like, say, Nerdrotic that has been saying "Rest in peace, Doctor Who" since 2017, right?
yeah,
And it's 2017, 2018, 2019. It's 2024. Doctor Who is not rest in peace. Okay,
yeah,
so stop it already. Stop. But of course they're not, and then they'll put a thing out there. It will trend a little bit. Doctor Who is not done, and it hasn't been done. And even though they're pushing that cancellation, rest in peace, it's here. So, but I'm not saying anything against Nerdrotic. I'm just that's his style. That's what he does, and whatever. But we know people too. I'm not going to name drop other people that just they're constantly doing podcasts about it. They're all negative about it. They're saying it's canceled. I'm saying what I've been saying, and I give reasons why. Like when I said Doctor Who season 3 is commissioned and it's paid for, and the spinoff is happening, and this is happening, and then Russell's not saying so because Disney Plus doesn't want anybody to know.
Well, that's like at the end of the day, people are, as I say, there are people out there who, there are people out there who don't like this era. They were optimistic.
I understand that.
Yeah, and that's fine because it's the way it always works. In a couple of years' time, there'll be a change. There'll be a new doctor. It'll as it always happens. There'll be a new era. There'll be a new look and all that.
That's it.
It'll happen. But as I say, the vast majority of people want the show to survive, no matter what their opinions are. They want the show to continue. But as I say, there is a very loud vocal minority who are just using the negativity to get clicks for their channel, who feed off the negativity and feed off, and it doesn't matter what it is. And I knew what the funny thing is. A lot of these people, not all of them, but some of these people, they don't even watch the episode. They just bash. They just bash without watching it.
I mean, to just show an ego, even though I don't have that much of an ego, but I'm making this statement like the proof will be in the pudding at Comic-Con on the announcement on that day when Russell goes on that stage and he announces the spinoff and he announces season 3. Okay, that is the definitive day. What is it? The 26th?
25th,
I think
25th,
25th or 26th.
25th, Saturday the 25th.
That's when he's going to make the announcement. I thought it was the 26th. Yeah,
maybe it is the 20th. I think you could be right. Actually, it's the 26th. Yeah.
All right, so 26th. Okay, we go with number 26 again. That's my famous number there. All right, so on the 26th, that will be the day that Matrix Lord 212 is right, and every single negative Whovian YouTuber is wrong, and I will celebrate a victory with a cake. Thank you. Like and subscribe. That's it.
I just think I don't know. I just think that people. As I say, I don't get caught up. I don't get caught up in wars and stuff like that. People can opinions are
Listen,
like
people could be jealous. I don't really care. You
yeah.
know what?
I just think
I've
that
seen it. I've seen how people turned on the guy's Star Wars theory, and it's fucked up and everything. And just like I've been in Doctor Who forever, they turn on me too. I don't care because at the end of the
well,
day,
it's funny how all of this negativity. I've been thinking about it, and it's and it's only recently started to ramp up over the past since season one ended. But it all stems back to, again, not name dropping, but you know who I'm talking about. It all seems to stem back to the guy who came out with a video saying that Russell was being sacked.
oh Jay,
Yeah,
Jay, that me and him
yeah,
fought on my channel too because
yeah,
all his people started attacking me on my comment section on my channel.
yeah.
When I don't disrespect him going on his channel and start talking shit.
And then he backtracked.
Oh yeah.
I know he doesn't talk about, but that's yeah, he's not that's Disney will not dictate as to who's going to be the showrunner.
The funny thing I said about him was, I said he's going to keep changing his tune and lie, so that way when Russell does leave in season 4, he's like, "See, I told you, they got rid of him. That's it." And meanwhile, Russell always said he's staying 4 seasons of Doctor Who as a showrunner. Always said that. So you're running out of time, Jay, because he's doing season 3, and then he's got one more season, and then he's going to leave as showrunner. So, like, you could create bullshit all you want, but at the end of the day, I proved your bullshit wrong. You vanished. I'm right. You're wrong. And that's it. And go back to your Stargate. That's all I got to say.
Well, that's it. And at the end of the day, Russell is already working on, he is doing Doctor Who, but he is already working.
He finished the 6th episode, right?
He's on the 6th. He's about to write.
Still doing 6. Right? Now, my question to you is, because there's 2 more episodes left, he has to know if Shooty's staying or going, because those 2 episodes have to be like a 2-part regeneration story or something.
Or it could be the Christmas episode.
Or it could be specials, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know yet, unfortunately.
We don't know.
We will find out, I guess.
Well, the thing is, if you take what he's done previously, if he applies the same method, what it could be is if he finishes episode 6, those final 2 episodes won't be shooting until maybe this time next year. So he can wait till maybe February. He can wait till before they start filming, and then maybe Shooty will have a decision and he'll say, right, well, I'm going. So then Russell will write the episodes. Then maybe he might take a break there and write the last 2 in December, January.
They could always do a thing where if he was busy, you have the 14th Doctor, you have David Tennant pop right in there, right? I mean, you could literally do that. You could just throw him in the damn season.
Yeah.
You could. Then why is there any rules with that? They're both the Doctor at the same time.
Yeah, but it's the thing is, as I was saying there, Russell is already Russell is already developing his own, he's talked about it in interviews already, that he's already writing his own new series post Doctor Who. He's already developing that.
Already.
So he's already writing his own original projects that are going to, because he's talked about what he's going to do.
I know that, but he still has a commitment to a 4th season, I believe.
Oh yeah. That's it. But as I say, if he,
because I remember he said that he's going to be the one that writes all of, he's going to do Shooty and he's going to do the Doctor after Shooty, and then he's going to be gone.
He probably will, or it might be the case where he might just have this thing where he'll still be an exec and he might write
the episode.
He write 2 episodes a season or something like that.
Yeah.
It'll be someone else overseeing it, but he'll still be in the background. But it depends what happens. It depends what happens.
So when do you get home? You're on your way home now?
I'm on my way home. Yeah, I'm not far from home. So I'm just Gonna go and see some family and chill out. I'm
All right.
home for 10 days.
I'm gonna come back here at 12 and do another podcast with someone.
Yeah,
And we're gonna get other people's takes on this event
sweet.
of this negativity wave or event or whatever. Because again, I don't understand it, and I don't think honestly that no matter how many videos populate till the 26th, I don't think it's gonna do a damn thing to change
But
the announcement on Comic Con.
it's not. Look, listen. I know people. As I say, I know. As I've said already, there's a very vocal tiny minority that are just there for the hate and for the clicks and whatnot. But there are people out there who love the show and don't like the current era. And you know what? Fair enough. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing them.
But I
What
gotta
I'm
tell you,
just
lately the minority
yeah.
is not the minority when it comes to YouTube because it's like the majority of the videos
Yeah.
from the minority.
Yeah. That's it.
Because I'm the only, I don't know anybody else that's positive like me, but I think I'm the only one versus the world right now. I feel like that. Like I'm versus the world. Like you know what? And people are mad because and I said this before, sometimes people have such an agenda, like they can't stand Doctor Who so much that if there was any positive news about, Doctor Who doing well or whatever, they won't cover it. Like they just
Yeah.
want it to fail, And it's sad because a lot of them are making videos and they make it like they're rating experts. And look, some of them I really love, like their channels, because when we did the Everything show, there was like some of them that I was like, oh, this is from this guy's YouTube channel. He's talking about this and this. But when it comes to Doctor Who, it's so weird because we're invested, you and I, in Doctor Who for so long. And my whole channel's been majority Doctor Who. So, if anybody's going to get an inside thing, it's going to be you, it's going to be me, whatever. So the fact that I know that everyone's got it wrong is just mind-boggling. It's almost as if they're all possessed by the body snatchers of odd people. Because I can't believe it. And again, it's the timing. It's like there's some evil bastard out there, right? I'm sorry. I have to think of it like a MCU supervillain, Thanos. There's one bad Whovian out there that his goal is to destroy Doctor Who, right? And somehow that one bad Whovian is orchestrating all these Whovians to make videos and do all of this.
He's the one who waits.
He's the one who waits. I'm telling you, if I'm the White Guardian, he's the Black Guardian. There's one bad Whovian, and I don't think I will ever find out who that person is, but he has the power to manipulate and get everybody, even if they don't even know it, to start doing stuff after he's done it or he's put into place his articles about it. And again, this is all, you have to understand, this is no coincidence. They know that Comic-Con is coming. They know a big announcement is coming. They know that Disney does not pay for all of this if they're going to cancel it. And they're trying to stop it.
Yeah.
It's like Republicans and Democrats. It's like a whole thing.
I need to go. I need to go now.
Yes,
but
I'm going to go too.
Yeah.
So
I will speak to you later, hopefully.
Thank you, Marty.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you for trying to almost tell me what the third thing is. I'm sure I'll find that out somehow, even if I have to start actually asking. And I never do this on my channel. I never put actors and actresses on my channel. But I may break that rule and actually have big people on here and flat out make them sweat and ask them. Well, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, thank you, Marty. Run for it, Marty.
Run for it.
All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll be back later. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.